The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are arguably one of the greatest influences of popular culture of this century. They have become an immensely successful franchise and a cross-media phenomenon, which has ventured into many different mediums including comic books, television, film, video games, toys, merchandise, and many more. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. It was initially a joke. Eastman was just doodling one day in November of 1983 when he drew a turtle standing on two legs with a mask and nunchuckers, and at the top of the page he wrote Ninja Turtle. And so the four Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael were born. They both fell in love with the idea and decided to create a comic book which would go on to debut in March 1984, and the second in January 1985. The comics are still ongoing to this day. They went through many publishers including Mirage, Archie, Image, and IDW. The original comics were not child-friendly. There was severe violence, profanity, and even sexual references. However, the TMNT franchise took a much more child-friendly approach after Playmates Toys expressed interest in the franchise. Playmates Toys and the creators of TMNT formed an agreement and signed a contract giving them the rights to the TMNT brand. The contract also involved a TMNT cartoon show for kids. This contract ultimately helped to redefine Playmates Toys, as they were almost exclusively making toddler dolls and plastic playsets prior to the agreement, but TMNT helped them take a step into the action figure market. The TV series had to be severely censored to take the franchise from the PG-13 rating of the comics to a G rating of the 1987 TV series. The introduction of child-friendly catchphrases like Cowabunga, as well as changes to the Turtles' costumes, helped the show match its target audience. In the comics, previous to the 1987 animated TV series, the Turtles all wore red masks and were only physically distinguishable through their weapons. However, through the attempt to take the focus off the weapons, each turtle was assigned a different color. This series even suffered harshly from European censors, which led to the renaming of the franchise to Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, as the word ninja had a violent connotation. These changes were not entirely supported by the creators. Peter Laird even made a comment in 2012 about his feelings towards the original TV series, saying, "Had I, again, speaking solely for myself and not for Kevin, been making the key creative decisions for that first animated TV series, it would have been very different." The first TMNT film, titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, debuted in 1990. The film was live action and is arguably the most popular TMNT film amongst the fans. The TMNT fanbase praised this movie and made it a commercial success. However, it received mixed reviews among critics. According to Rotten Tomatoes, as of 2016, the film has been rated 4 out of 10 by critics, but 8 out of 10 by the general audience. This film spawned two sequels: 1991's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, and 1993's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. These films also suffered from censors, including changes to an action sequence at the start of the second film, where their weapons were replaced with food items and some comedic sound effects being added to fighting sequences. These changes were made to suit the audience of the 1987 animated TV series. This, along with the 1987 series, both strayed from the comic book, unlike the net series from the franchise in 2003. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was the second official animated TMNT TV show. It ran from 2003 through 2009, and it was produced by 4Kids Entertainment. Unlike the previous series, co-creator Peter Laird had an active role in the production of the show, and in turn, made the show much darker by following closely to the comic books. One episode in the series, titled Insane in the Membrane, was so dark that it was not aired on TV. The show reached its darkest in Season 5, and in doing so, the show wasn't bringing in younger viewers, which was negative for the company, as they were the people buying most of the merchandise. In an attempt to make the show more child-friendly, the 6th season was dulled down by setting the season in the future, which gave the show a much lighter tone, as well as upping the comedy. This would be the ultimate downfall of the show, as the ratings dropped by an average of 20% between seasons 5 and 6. This show introduced a new generation to the Turtles. However, it did not receive as wide of an audience as that of the previous versions. Following the end of the 2003 TV show came the 2007 CGI movie titled TMNT, which blended both the darkness and storylines of the comics and 2003 show with the comedy and child-friendly elements of the original show and movies. Created by Imagi Animation Studios, this film was the first TMNT incarnation to be made using CGI. The film grossed $95 million worldwide, but along with the previous films, it received mixed reviews from the critics. The next TMNT incarnation to hit small screens was a Nickelodeon show titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was another CGI version of the Turtles, and the series is an ongoing show as of 2016. The show follows very closely to the original TV series with its storyline, along with its child-friendly themes and childish humor. The show was rated highly by general audiences, giving it an overall score of 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb as of 2016. The latest versions of the Turtles came in 2014 with the infamous live-action film, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, directed by Jonathan Leesman and produced by Michael Bay. This film also spawned a sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, released in 2016. The film's tones were darker than the originals, but more childish than 2007 and 2003, despite its PG-13 rating. These films were the most poorly received among critics, fans, and general audiences, with ratings of 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb and 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. The TMNT franchise ventured into many different mediums, including merchandise, video games, and even a live musical entitled The Coming Out of Their Shells Tour. The franchise has had 23 home and arcade video games since 1989, and the NES game titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was one of the best-selling NES games of its generation. The TMNT franchise has transcended through a large number of mediums, and it has influenced and been a part of people's lives for generations. The franchise has existed for over 30 years and is still going strong. TMNT is, has, and always will be a major influence in popular culture.